This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Can you believe that they're still doing this?
Michael Buffer shit.
Michael Buffer, all this money.
Well, he had the contract, right? I mean, did he have? Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, between James Brown and him, let's just get some money.
Also, he was the guy behind the door. Woo! Here's your surprise, Michael Buffer again. Remember when we first introduced Michael Buffer, it was great. It was a novel. He was tremendous, and he was great ring announcer, no question, without question. But then as it went along, Eric kind of grew tired of it as well. And I remember Eric thinking, God, get to it. And I remember when he would say that, I would think, you're the one that booked him.
Here we go. Lex Luger coming to the ring. Is it just me, or does it look like Miss Elizabeth has some +2s there?
Yeah, she's all out there.
I mean, those look enhanced from when I was a Ute.
Those look a little bit different than the Miss Elizabeth that came out first with the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
You're right.
How about the Sting and the bat? Sting chair and the bat. It's got a little sticker on it with a scorpion. Really wish they wouldn't have done that. And I think this is the gear that we would see Lex Luger years later sell on the TV show Hardcore Pawn. How about this look? Liz taking him down.
He's still, man.
Top 5 best bodies in the history of wrestling?
No, without question. Maybe top 3.
Kerry, the Texas Tornadoes up there. Who else you got?
God, I know you would spring it on me and I would have to think about it. Excalibur.
There we go. I would agree. I mean, here's the thing. I think a lot of fans haven't seen underneath that suit, but you and I have. The dude, it's a little bit like the farmer on The Simpsons.
Right.
Where you think like, man, he might be Cock Diesel. And then one day he took down his overalls and you're like, holy shit. That's Excalibur in real life.
That's right.
Ripped, twizzled.
I don't know. Hit me with some. I mean, obviously the Texas Tornadoes won and Luger has won. Goldberg was ripped.
Oh, fuck off. Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior. There you go. That would be it.
Hit me with some Goldberg.
And Hogan.
No, I don't think Hogan was ever in best physiques in wrestling. You think so, really?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of.
I think back in the day, you would have to say Rocky Johnson.
Okay.
And more modern, I think most people, these days people are going to say, Dave Bautista.
All right.
There were times when Triple H could have probably qualified.
Sure.
As far as just natural shit, you got to think Shelton Benjamin's on the list somewhere.
Yeah.
As far as imposing, I don't know that I would go with, the definition and all that, but Brock Lesnar's somewhere on there.
Oh, what a shitty clothesline or whatever he tried to do there.
We forgot one of the best ones of all time.
Who's that?
Ravishing Rick Rude.
Oh yeah. What the fuck?
How did we miss that one?
I have no idea.
Hulk Hogan wrestling in a t-shirt just shouldn't be, brother.
Road Warrior Hawks won.
Oh man, once upon a time.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, can you imagine? I mean, think about how big this match would have been once upon a time, or was once upon a time. It set a Nitro record back in 1997. And less than 3 years later, nah.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of, I know you have one of your great podcasts that right here on Westwood One is Arn.
Yes, one of the all-time greats.
Has he ever told you the story of how he named Lex Luger Eggplant?
I would love to hear it.
Well, I will let him tell it because I cannot tell it the way he tells it.
He won't tell it.
He won't?
No, so you tell it.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to betray his confidence. If he won't tell it, that he doesn't want it told.
You told lots of Arn Anderson stories on here before.
I haven't.
Oh, yes, you have.
Oh, you a lie.
About the time you had to, weekend at Bernie's him to bed.
Okay.
You told that
That's
story?
one.
All right.
But anyway, I didn't. He had nicknames for everybody, Arn, and they were priceless.
Tell me eggplant.
No, I'm not telling you eggplant.
All right. Well, I'll ask him on the next episode.
Ask him. Say, Tony Schiavone said, you've got to tell the story about eggplant. How you named Luger eggplant.
Why won't you just tell us, Tony?
Because he's better at it than I am.
Well, he's better at all of this than you are. He's Arn Anderson.
Huh.
Arn is just naturally good at shit in wrestling. He doesn't have to try.
He didn't have to try, and you a lie. All kind of makes sense.
Wait a minute. What am I lying about? That Arn Anderson's good at things?
No, just a lie. Sign, where's Benoit? That's been very prevalent here.
Well, because he walked out the month before.
This is a month after they all walked out in January of 2000. Yep, you're right.
Just think though, what we're watching right now is supposed to be Hulk Hogan, of course, Vince McMahon's meal ticket for the 80s. It's supposed to be Hulk Hogan or Vince McMahon's meal ticket for the 90s, Lex Luger. And we know that didn't exactly go according to plan.
Because Vince realized he was an eggplant.
Big and swole up, no brains.
I don't know. I don't know.
So you don't know shit, really.
No, I do know shit.
Well, bring up some other stories that you can't tell us here on the podcast.
No, I can tell you a lot of stories on the podcast. I just
pick one. We're 3 hours in. You ain't said shit yet. I'm tired of fucking carrying you. I've been carrying
you. Hey, would you settle the fuck down? Okay. You got Dave Silva mad at you. You want to get all your friends mad at you? Is that what you want in your life? Piss off all your friends?
That'd be fine.
Hey, why don't we shit on Cassio?
I'm fine with it. Fuck him.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to hear a podcast,
and you shit on Jay-Z Flair. Okay. Why don't we shit on Clint?
Who the fuck is Clint?
There you go.
Seriously, the Jay-Z Flair show on Twitter, go follow it. He has 847 followers right now, which is at least twice as many as he has listeners.
I've got to listen to it now.
Dude,
you can get it. That. You can get it nowhere you get your favorite podcasts.
Perhaps the low-key OG of this show, though, that for whatever reason does not appear here anymore. Cassio's Cut is also a podcast you should listen to. He's got it over at cassioscut.com for all of your enjoyment. New episodes are every Tuesday and lunch. So a new one dropped yesterday. You can go catch it right now.
Yeah, I'll pass. How come he's never on our podcast anymore? Doesn't want to be here?
I don't know. I think he's big dogged. I think he thinks he's too good for wrestling now or something like that.
All right. Well, the hell with him then.
I am going to tell you, I'm really proud of him. He was, he made a commitment online this past week on social media.
He's married.
He said, I was born for this. He must have the KFC brand Crocs. Have you seen these?
No.
Kentucky Fried Chicken now has Crocs with images of fried chicken on them. They even have little drums on the toes, and supposedly they smell just like KFC's fried chicken.
Okay. They smell, they, even if you've been walking 10 miles in them, they're going to turn out smelling like KFC.
I was told they smell like Crocs.
Well, there you go.
It's deep fried footwear.
Deep fried. And I'm sure if there was any mashed potato Crocs, he'd love those, wouldn't he?
The Crocs even smell like fried chicken thanks to 2 scented but non-edible gibbets charms designed to look like drumsticks. So they look like drumsticks, but in fact, they're just like little smelly things that smell like fried chicken.
Little smelly things.
They're $59. I think you need some.
No, I will pass on those.
Wait. Do it for Lois's birthday. Because you can hit her with that famous line you used the first time you had her lay with you.
And what was that famous line?
You don't remember?
No.
Wait, now you're just being bashful. You've told me this story before in private.
Oh.
You invited her over for, quote, some chicken and some sex. And when she got to the house, you had a bucket of chicken in front of your gonads. You were laid out sort of Burt Reynolds style. And you said, first you get the chicken, then you get the dickin'. And you finger licking good. And then you took her to Pound Town. And y'all finished, you went back for seconds after.
Jesus Christ. Isn't this a wrestling podcast?
No, it hasn't been a wrestling podcast in at least 2 years. And you also told me that the grease from the chicken worked as a natural lubricant for your lovemaking. Helped you getting all the hard to reach.
Luger goes, with a boot to the.
Can you imagine a match between the Total Package and Hulk Hogan's Thermos? Yeah. Who would win?
Yeah.
Who would win?
I don't know.
Hulk Hogan's Thermos. Hulk Hogan's Thermos is 600 million richer or whatever he won.
Hulk Hogan's Thermos against the eggplant. There's the big leg drop.
Uno, dos, tres. That'll get her done. One star. Meltzer would say, Flair ran in to attack Hogan after the match, with Luger, but Sting made the save. Last time we saw Sting and Hogan was laying down for Sting at Havoc for no reason, but that was never explained. And the time before that, Sting turned on Hogan, hitting him with a bat. The fact none of this is acknowledged is one of the reasons why no one cares about WCW storylines. And I got to tell you, Flair coming in to attack Hogan here, even though it seems like it's out of nowhere, I'm for, because Hogan Flair, that goes together like peas and carrots.
Yeah.
But Jimmy Hart fucking with Pop.
Yeah, he tatered him, buddy. It looked like.
And Lex Luger's laying the wood to him. And you know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Fans are ready for it.
Yes, they are.
I see holding the Sting chair with Hogan on one side, Sting on the other. I don't like that. And there he comes. Look at the crowd.
Wow.
Tell me he's not the most over thing on this show so far. Look at him. Boy, that feels like 1997 a little bit, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Except instead of coming down here to chase Hogan, he's saving Hogan, which is a little weird. Sting's leaned up right here, man.
I hope he is. I hope he's tan too.
That jacket looking extra tailored, making him look extra lean. You can learn a thing or two. You should text Sting, see who his tailor is.
So I should tailor my jacket, you say?
Well, just make them look like they fit a human that you know, at least. Maybe not you specifically, but just someone you know.
A human that I know.
Yeah, anybody. Literally anybody. I'm just telling you, as a friend, you're starting to look a little Michael P.S. Hayes.
Yikes. That's enough to scare a person into doing something.
Hey, yo. Is Scott Hall legitimately one of the best wrestlers to never be world champ?
Yep.
I recently asked that to Arn Anderson. Actually, 2 days ago here on Westwood One.
And what was Arn's answer to that?
He said the best wrestlers to not hold a world title were Ted DiBiase, Rick Rude, and Mr. Perfect.
It's a pretty good list.
Well, except technically Mr. Perfect held the AWA. And I guess you could argue that Rick Rude held the International, which was the big gold at a time when you guys had the other belt in WCW.
Right.
But old Ted DiBiase, I guess he still technically held it just for a hiccup when Andre handed it to him, which we talked about here on the show recently.
So Arn was wrong on all three counts.
But Scott Hall, he's right. He didn't say that, of course. I don't think Arn puts over Scott Hall.
Gotcha.
I've never heard him say anything negative, but sometimes Arn's only way of being negative when the mics are going is to just exclude someone.
In other words, be silent on the matter.
Yeah. I asked him once if he had a funny Vince McMahon story, and there was like a 38-second pregnant pause. And then he said, no. So it was very understood without saying anything. Oh, not a big fan.
No, he didn't say no. He said, no.
Why do you love mocking him breathing through his teeth?
Because he's one of my good friends.
Do you know that he will spine buster the fuck out of you?
No, he won't. He can't get me up over his belly.
You want to bet?
No, I don't.
I bet
I'm an old man. I got a bad back.
He's still pushing weights every day. I bet he could.
He's still pushing weights every day?
Every day.
Is that what he tells you?
No. I mean, every time I've ever booked him anywhere, he makes sure there's a gym.
Oh, okay.
I see him leaving it. I mean, I ain't running into him there, but I see him leaving it.
He walks in with a bag full of fried chicken, goes in the back, eats it, washes his face, walks out with a bag, and you think he's working out.
You think he's got a whole duffel bag full of chicken?
Good to have
Wait,
him.
we got to get him these goddamn Crocs then.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.